Yeah, we'll see if this thing starts up. So Taylor's Subaru, the GC8, we are wrapping it up. That's coming to a close. I think I'm gonna have one, maybe two, or possibly 3 more videos on that. But coming up real soon, we're gonna get into my new project. Now every day I've just been kind of starting it, making sure the motor can come up to temp a little bit. I don't want it to sit for too long. And that car, that project, the entire game plan is...
And now, you're watching the I'll sell my reliable daily in order to fund the unreliable S-Box project channel of YouTube. Welcome to Bodie Vision.
Man, I forgot to put those little corner pieces on. Those gotta go on before the bumper. But either way, so what is up and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on another video. Everything is painted that's gonna be painted. Got the door handles. I got the trim back on it. That's looking good. The wing, the hood, the bumper, the mirrors, the everything. All of that stuff is ready to go. So now, the only logical thing that we gotta do, we are over the hill of work. Now we gotta come back down, start putting the car together, and this car is gonna be behind us before we know it. Man, so we got the door handles on, side moldings on, fenders on. Well, I guess the fenders never came off. Bumper on, headlights still gotta go on because we gotta get the grill to go on over there. And certain things like this, on these last couple of days, I always forget how long this takes. You know, putting the door handles back on, making sure all those rods and the locks, and making sure everything's working like it should. And then this trim looks really nice. And as you can see, everything is set up. Everything's ready to go. I gotta get the wheels put back on. I gotta finalize the back bumper. So right now in this video, it's kind of just a lot of finalizing, and hopefully you can get an idea of how long some of this stuff really takes, or maybe you don't get that idea at all just because I'm doing a bunch of time lapses, but I don't know how else to do it. Alrighty, so with this car, everything is looking pretty good. I gotta get the hood thrown on, but I need a hand to do that, so I'm gonna see if maybe my brother can come out here and help me do that in a little while. Also, I got the side skirts put on. One thing about this car, see, I've never worked with a Subaru before. One thing that this car doesn't have that's very nice is a lot of the plastic clips broke, so I had to improvise on a lot of those things, and little things like that make putting a car back together kind of a challenge. So what I want to do now, since the car is not in its final state, I want to go ahead and show you and explain to you and kind of sit down and tell you what the new project's going to be. Let me just go pull it around. Man. So this car, 2004 Pontiac GTO, this is not going to be the car. We're just going to use a couple of pieces from this car. You know what? Let me pull up a chair. Alrighty, so This project that's coming up, this is something that I've been thinking about for a very long time now. A lot of people are going to hate it. A lot of people are going to love it. It's going to be a thing that's going to divide my channel, and that's perfectly okay with me. I want something that's going to challenge me. Let me back up just a little bit. 2004 Pontiac GTO LS1 rear-wheel drive, obviously. So my game plan is with this car, the car that we are going to be putting this engine in, you guys have seen it a million times. It's right there. Old Betty White. So the game plan is rear-wheel drive LS1 1988 Honda Accord hatchback, and that's the game plan. So now let me level with you on why exactly I want to go about doing this and some of my thoughts behind it. So for 2020, my main goal is to turn Bodie Vision from a YouTube channel to a brand. I want people to know of Bodie Vision as more than just a YouTube channel. The merch, the clothing, the lifestyle, the vibe, the way that you go about doing your projects. Quality is king, measurements matter, all these different things to just show that Bodie Vision is a lifestyle, Bodie Vision is a brand, Bodie Vision is more than a YouTube channel, and this project, I believe, embodies that spirit completely. So with this, in the car community, at the very beginning of when people started modifying cars, it was always the vibe of, let's see what big engine we could put into a little car, and that's exactly what this is. We're going to go LS1 and the 1988 Honda Accord. So that's like the beginning, that's the grassroots. And now with this car, why I'm using the 1988 Honda Accord is because it's just such a cool car. It's at the beginning of the golden age for JDM vehicles. The late 80s was such an awesome time for JDM cars. American cars were kind of falling off, so I want this to have the spirit of the beginning, the grassroots hot rod guys, because that's what I like, but it also embodies the spirit of the JDM late 80s car with the flip up headlights. I mean, just look at it. Hatchback, perfect. I love that car, and honestly, that car, if I were to sell it now, I couldn't get much for it. This car, I got it for super cheap, and I already added up all of the numbers. I'm going to be parting out the car completely. Rear quarters, radiator support, the entire interior, the dash, the gauge cluster, anything that I can sell on this car, I will be selling it. And I added up my numbers pretty conservatively, and I'm easily gonna make my money back for what I paid for this car, because I got it because the owner was in a pinch. He just needed some money to put a down payment on a new car. So I gave him the money. The car is mine. This kind of fell in my lap. I was planning on just fixing it and selling it, but what fun is there in that? Now, the main reason why I wanted to do this from the very beginning is because I wanted something that's going to challenge me. I've done projects in the past before, like the 4-door EK hatch. That was a gigantic challenge for me. The Ranchero, I mean, we built that car from the ground up. Every single wire was new. I had to figure out the gas pedal, the brake pedal, the clutch, the fuse box. We had to do every single thing on there. So I feel like this car is not going to be anything more than what I'm capable of doing. It's just going to be a completely different experience from top to bottom, front to back, you know, the entire thing from start to finish. So the game plan is this motor, LS1 with a T56 6-speed behind it. That's going to go in the Accord. I'm just going to cut out everything from the Accord. The trans tunnel is going to go, and then I'm going to see how the motor's got to fit. We're going to use the subframe from the GTO, front and rear, and then get that to fit in the Honda Accord. And like I said, I know it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm just going to cut out everything and build from there. If you guys doubt that I'm going to be able to do it, I want to encourage you to subscribe to check out this upcoming project. If you're as excited about this as I am, subscribe and check it out. And if you doubt and you don't want to watch this and you think it's stupid, I'm not really going to miss you, because I want to do this because I want to do it. So every single thing is going to be a challenge, but that's what I need. If I just keep painting cars, I'm gonna get bored with it. I'm gonna hate my life. I'm not gonna enjoy that. So this is a great motivation for me. It's a really good change of pace, and I feel like that's one of the most important things in life, to not get too philosophical or anything, but you gotta constantly switch it up, because if you just get caught up in the mundane repetition of what life is, getting on the bus, getting off the bus, going to sleep, going to work, going to sleep, going to work, that's horrible. We gotta switch it up. So that is why I'm doing this project. I'll get into it a lot more a little bit later on. We're probably going to be starting mid next week, if not earlier. We're going to tear down the GTO, then the Accord's going to go under the knife, and this is going to be a fun project. I cannot wait to get started. Everything's going to be reinforced. I'm going to make sure the car is over-engineered, because that's the way that we do it around here. That's what I want Bodie Vision to represent, so I want this build to represent that. And also, I feel like I'm doing myself a disservice. You guys know me as a painter. I want to be known as more than that. fabricator, welder, and this build is going to be perfect for that. I also have some wheels located on the other side of the country that are going to be coming in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and the wheels are going to be perfect. We're going to go probably wide body over fenders on this car because we're going to have to, because the track width is going to change. All of that stuff is what I'm looking forward to. I hope you're excited about it because I know I definitely am. I'm curious to see what you think in the comments down below, and just know from the very beginning of this project, the main reason why I'm doing this is because I want to.